Hello, what was that? Hello. Welcome to the Curious Crow Podcast, episode 22. I'm Martin Willigan.
And I'm Chris Borden.
And that is an intro that's worthy of a Webby Award.
Oh, you 100% know.
In this programme, we're going to be talking about me rebuilding the server, all the bits of there. Destiny 2, the Google Home, veganism, the new 2DS XL, corporations, treat your people right. That's Chris wrote that. Yeah, I went to Prague, and it was my birthday yesterday, as we record this.
And stuff and things. Baby Driver.
The beauty of noise cancelling headphones. The Infinity War trailer, which I haven't watched yet.
Have you not?
No.
Ooh.
Super Mario Odyssey, Quiplash, 8 out of 10 casters countdown, the Cornetto trilogy, GT Sport, and the fact that Christmas is still on.
Oh.
Now, we're sorry we weren't here last week.
Yes, indeed.
The short version was I was in Prague.
And I was way too busy working, unfortunately. I had planned it to do it on my evening off, and it didn't happen due to other circumstances and things getting in the way.
Yeah, spanner got thrown in the works.
A little bit, yeah.
But sorry about that. Don't worry, though. We're here, and hopefully we won't be missing anymore. We're going to try and avoid that sort of thing from happening. My server, right, if you remember a couple of episodes ago, whilst my MacBook Pro was away being fixed, I built a server for fun. Right, so I got a load of old hard drives that I had laying around, threw them in a computer case with a computer that's like parts, basically.
Yeah.
And I made a little server, and just for a little fun project. And I realised it saved my arse.
Yeah, no, you're right, it did.
I used it as a backup for all this stuff, and it's actually saved my arse a couple of times with the podcast as well. For the intro music, all the templates for Audition and Premiere, it actually had it all on there and saved my ass. So it's getting an upgrade. I've got two 1 terabyte Toshiba drives sitting there, an SSD for a boot drive. I've got a new Ethernet gigabit card for it. I've got new SATA cables. I've got a new power supply. I've just backed everything up. And then after the podcast, we might do some streaming, but I'm also going to start installing stuff in it.
Yeah, mate. Well, for those people who don't understand computer talk, basically you're souping it up.
You're
pimping your server.
I'm giving it new parts because
pimping your server.
Yeah, kind of, because it's like a collection of
server.
It's a collection of old stuff, basically.
Yeah, man. I'm loving the flame decals that you got for it as well.
Maybe I should. On the side of this one, I've got Tetris.
You do, and we all know how much you love Tetris.
I do. I bought it today. Actually,
you did buy it for the DS.
For the 3DS.
For when you were on the toilet.
Because I've got... Yeah, for when I'm having a shit, basically. I've got a TDS XL, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But I just want to say, I'm building the server. I like building computers, and Chris is going to stick around when we do it.
Yeah.
He's going to learn a few things.
Yes, you're right.
Did you get your motherboard in the end?
I haven't currently, but that's only because other things have needed to take priority. However,
it's life, isn't it?
It is life, unfortunately. However, if I can do it before Christmas, then fingers crossed, I'll be able to bring the channel more content. Radio
content stuff.
Yeah, but no, I mean, the plan is, I've got it all lined up and ready to go.
Yeah.
It's just a case of me hitting the pay button.
You should do it, man. Point. Get it sorted.
Yeah, I'm going to, man. It's also a case of having the time, because at the moment,
that's the main killer, isn't it?
It really is at the moment. I mean, as we've both discussed many times before, we are both very busy gentlemen.
Yeah. Quite. I thought you were going to say something else then, so I had a nice little yawn.
Yeah, you did, and I appreciate the yawn, because I've been awake since 20 past 5 this morning.
Do you need some chocolate or something? I know Chris had this Kinder Bueno.
Yeah.
So we went into our nearest town. I needed to go to the bank to put, because it's my birthday, so I got a little bit of birthday money. I put it in the bank. Chris buys a Kinder Bueno, and one of them is absolutely fine, pristine.
Perfect.
The other one is just like a crumbly fucking mess.
It's smashed up, wasn't it? I don't know whether that was because it was in the same pocket as my wallet, and despite it being very empty, it's a very heavy wallet, and I think I may have crushed it by accident, but the look of despair on my face,
it was like he had to froob it. You know, like there's froob yogurt, so he had to do that.
I really did, and do you know what? It was possibly the most depressing moment of my day.
It was very funny to watch.
I'm sure it was. I was very close to tears.
Ah, bless you. I feel like you've put Destiny 2 in the wrong section.
I probably have, mate.
As well as Baby Driver.
Yeah, probably.
Do you want to save them for later, or do you want to talk about them now?
I was saving both for later, but all I was going to say is the only reason I put them down, actually, is because I realised just how wonderful digital purchases of things actually are.
It's the future. Do you know what? Let's talk about this, because we haven't really spoken about this. This is an area where I think that the digital future is very good. Here's the problem. I have a Steam library because I've got a gaming PC, so I have a Steam library. Buy games through Kingwin through the link in the description below, and we get a little bit back. There you go. That's a plug already in there. I've done well.
Boom.
But I also like physical games.
Yeah. I like to have the hard copies.
I like to as well, because I've had a couple of things where I've bought some games and gone, these are shit, and then been able to like send them back or sell them or something. So I've actually got a few games that as well, like games that I hadn't unwrapped. So I had the Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5 for the Xbox One, and then I hadn't unwrapped it. So it was in my list. It still is. So I sold the Xbox One copy because it was free on PS Plus.
Oh.
So a lot of that's happened. It's been a couple of times where I've accidentally bought the wrong version. Yeah. So I've done that as well. And then games I just haven't played. Ukulele is one that I'm looking to sell. Final Fantasy 15 I've got a buyer for. It's just games that because I've discovered RPGs. I love RPGs. They're not for me.
No.
Like, I like them.
Really?
And especially Breath of the Wild. Everyone's going, it's a brilliant game, it's a brilliant game. I have no doubt it's a brilliant game. It looks amazing. And if you're into Zelda games, I'm sure it's like the best. Well, it's like probably the second best ever. But I think the problem is, like, like people say, like with World of Warcraft and stuff, within 2 weeks you'll either stop playing it or you'll be playing it forever. Yeah. I'm one of those people that will stop playing.
Yeah, to be fair, like, I think this is where we differ on our games sometimes, because I'm quite into my RPGs. I quite enjoy them. Yeah. I enjoy them a lot. And I can really, really get my teeth, sink my teeth into them, which is great. Yeah. But then when it comes to driving games, I'll maybe play it for a couple of days and then that's it. Yeah. I get bored of driving games very easily, and I'm assuming that's probably what it's like for you with RPGs.
Do you know what it is?
It's not that they're boring. I just lose interest.
Yeah, with RPGs, I just find that I enjoy them, but I feel a lot of them. I don't like the grind. Is the truth. I don't like the grind. He hates the grind. I like the feel of making actual progress. RPG wise, I don't mind the grind as long as the story's good. If the story's crap, then I don't bother. Here's a question for you. Go on. I like Gran Turismo. Yes. We're going to talk about it a bit later. Of course. Are racing games sort of an RPG? No, bear with me, right? You have to do races to build up your stats, to build up your money, to buy better cars, to build up more stats. Right, is it not kind of like an RPG in that way? I suppose so. In that respect,
there's no story.
Well, I was going to say, I suppose that kind of makes sense in that regard. But honestly, I mean, there's a bloke at work that we might be collabing with at some point. Yeah. Movie Fest. Check him out on Instagram. Great reviews. Well, we were talking about games earlier, and he was just a little like tad jump to the left on a tangent. He was talking about the new COD, WW2. And we were just chatting about it, and obviously other games like Gran Turismo and all the rest of it got brought up. Yeah. And I think it's very difficult to define. Define your word there, Chris. I know, right? Certain genres of game, I suppose, because like muddy water is because this is the thing. Because when it comes to driving games like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed Underground, that kind of thing, I class them as completely separate from RPGs because, as you said, some of them do have storylines, whereas most RPGs do. Driving games don't. And typically, and I'm sat there going, they might be in that aspect a little bit like each other, where they've got to earn XP and do the grind to borrowed get better elements. Things. Yeah, I would say borrowed elements, but I wouldn't class driving games as an RPG personally. No, but I'm just making the point of borrowed elements. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know how we got here, by the way.
No, I don't know. But we
tangent.
did start online transactions, and obviously since purchasing my PlayStation 4, a lot of new things have become very accessible to me, which has been lovely because it's meant that during my downtime after work, or when I have a day off or something like that, I'm able to enjoy some visual storytelling aids in the form of an interactive game, and I love it, and I really do love it. But also the purchases of films online, and digital copies. Obviously, as a bit like games, I like having hard copies. I mean, I bought the Cornetto trilogy, which I will be talking about later.
Yeah.
I have all 3 on DVD, sat in my room.
You should get it on Blu-ray, mate.
I don't know a Blu-ray player.
You do. Your PS4's a Blu-ray player.
Is it? Oh my god, I'm learning new things every day. Do you know what? This is like the button for the iPhone that I didn't know about, isn't it?
Because you didn't know how to turn the bloody thing to silent. To silent.
to the point where it wouldn't go doo-doo every time I'm trying to bloody sleep.
Yeah, because I remember you said to me, I can't sleep. Why? Because my phone keeps going off. And I put it on silent. I don't know how. I've been through all the menus. I can't find anything. I was like, it's a little switch on the side, mate.
Do you remember the dumbfounded look on my face?
What the fuck?
I think the best way to describe it was a shocked otter who had caught his giblets between some branches while swimming. That was my face.
Yeah, that's an accurate description.
I think it was. Other than the fact that otters are cuter. Do you know what? Speaking of otters, sorry, complete and total tangent. Going to my David Attenborough Blue Planet thing.
Attenborough, yeah. Go on.
When I was at work on Friday, obviously I'm a lifeguard, and there's a
it's
gentleman.
like Baywatch in there.
Yeah, but there's a lot more rolls. And
like
a lot more bouncing.
It's
not good. Everyone else is fitter than I am. It's fine. It's just me. I let the team down. But no, there's a gentleman that always comes in. He's a regular, and every time he comes in, he just gives me a wave. I'm like, all right, mate, how you doing?
Yeah. And
he walks down the steps of the pool and kind of doesn't dive, but he just kind of throws himself in, and he's swimming, and he does this thing where he kind of just does like half of an overarm stroke, and then he continues, but he leaves himself. It's almost like watching a log float on the top of the water, and it just makes me giggle. But on Friday, he did something I've never seen him do before. He did the half overarm stroke,
yeah,
and then he turned himself over, put his arms across his chest, and he looked like an otter floating down a stream. It was really bizarre, and I was sat there going, "You've never done that before."
He never normally has another cup of coffee at home.
Jerry never throws up at home. Airplane reference. Woo!
Yeah, airplane references.
But yeah, no, it's really strange that because do you know what? Doing that job, you end up watching people swim a lot, obviously, because you have to. But you notice how like the style of different people swimming is very odd.
Right.
Because you kind of pick them up, and if you can't see someone's face, you go but you look at them when they're swimming, and you go, okay, it's him. Yeah, I know him. He was in yesterday, or he was in last week. I recognise because of the way he does his breaststroke or whatever.
Do you recognise that stuff? You remember that stuff?
Yeah, I tend to. I don't know. It might just be me because I'm mental, but
Yeah, it could be.
Well, I've got the same IQ as a glass of water, which is 6 coincidentally.
Just quickly, because you said the word mental, which is politically incorrect. I must scorn you for that.
Scorn me.
Although I think words are words. Whatever. Frankie, she basically works in a house that deals with people who have mental health issues. Okay.
Yes.
She's a key worker, so she, looks after them. And I was at my work's Christmas party, and someone comes up to her and goes, "What do you do for a living?" She tells them, like, "Oh, can you analyse me?" That's not how it works, kids. That's not how it works.
Well, we had this discussion last night, didn't we? And one of your favourite things to do is describe your job in the most boring way possible.
Describe myself. If I do voiceover, it's talk to myself in a box.
What about directing TV?
Directing TV, cutting pictures.
Well,
Live editing.
Well, this is the thing, because we had this conversation last night, and obviously our friend Hannah.
Your one was amazing, it must be said.
It's because you were like, it's one of my favourite things to do.
It's
and you
a good
just kind of
hobby.
looked at everyone, but no one said anything. So I just went, I know what mine is. And you went, what? And I went, sat in a chair watching water.
That's your job.
And then I turned to Hannah, who's our friend, who is also my manager, and you went, oh, Hannah, what's yours? And she stood there for a moment and was like, I was like, managing the person in the chair watching the water.
Watching the person watching the
yeah,
water.
pretty much. And it's just like, that's standard. And because I just remember, at that point, I did remember as well that a couple of days before, we had one of the maintenance guys in who was touching up the paintwork in the pool. And I literally, and this is no word of a lie, I literally sat there for an hour watching paint dry.
Wow.
Which actually is as boring as it sounds. So never watch paint dry. It's like watching grass grow. It just doesn't work.
I can't remember what it was, but I was in that situation once for employment.
Really?
I was paid to watch paint dry.
That's quite funny.
I think it was, you know what it was, is when I did, when I worked at a college, I painted the TV studio set, and I had to make sure that none of it went on the floor. So I was being paid to watch paint dry.
Which is hilarious.
Awful. Should we drift back towards the running order?
Yeah, definitely. So we got on such a tangent. It went from online transactions to hard copies of games to DVDs to otters to swimming to like
Chris
describing our
discovering
jobs.
his PS4 as well as a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to have the hard copies because you can send them back, but the digital feature's amazing. Like with the Switch, I tend to buy games digitally because I just don't want to carry around all those little cartridges.
Which is fair
and
enough.
lose the bloody things. I've got a Google Home Mini.
You do?
I do. I asked for it. I've got a Amazon Echo Dot, and I wondered if the Google Home Mini was any better or different.
Oh yeah.
It's much better at answering actual questions. So
is it?
Well,
it is Google, and Google knows everything.
I really, really do. Just stood on my headphones there. I'm actually, because we're recording this in my house. I'm going to try and go over to it. Let's see if it can help us out. I'm going to take the headphones off because I can't take them with me. Should we try something?
Yeah, go on.
What do you think I should ask it?
Ask it the approximate size of Jupiter.
Okay. Okay, Google, what's the approximate size of Jupiter?
Jupiter has a radius of 69,911 kilometers.
There you go.
Google knows everything. Google's God.
If we ask Alexa the same question, Alexa, what's the size of Jupiter? According to NASA. Oh, it knows. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, she does.
Thus not proving my point in any way, shape or form.
No, it really hasn't, mate.
But there you go. So now...
Alexa, stop.
You can stop now.
Thank you, dear.
Jesus. But yeah, no, I would say the Google Home is better at answering actual questions and like, doing different stuff. But they're basically the same thing.
Which, do you know what? To be fair, I've been toying with the idea of getting one from my room. Yeah. Only because, why not?
You can connect up to your Spotify as well, which is really
precisely,
handy.
which would be really handy because I quite like listening to music when I can. But one of the things that really intrigues me about these systems is the interactive stuff you can get with it. Like, at the moment, over in America, I don't know if we have it available over here yet, but there's a big thing at the moment about the interactive light bulbs.
Yeah, you can get them over here.
Can you? Okay,
I have the wrong light fittings for them,
you
otherwise
do,
I'd probably
you
do it.
Unfortunately. Well, this is the thing, because I was thinking about it, I was like, do you know what? It reminds me, strangely, of the clapper. Clap on, clap off, clap on. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, is it kind of the same premise? Because if it is, it's pretty cool. We could just go, Alexa, turn the lights off. It goes,
Alexa, stop. Sorry, she doesn't have any light bulbs connected. But no, that's genuinely the way it works. You can get like Philips Hue and stuff, and you can ask it to change colour. You can ask it to order your pizza and stuff,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's available in the UK yet, but I've got one, and people are like, because online privacy is a big deal
at the moment
now. It always should be and always has been. I have a really strange approach to it.
Oh yeah.
I just give them so much information they can't possibly profile me.
But
and conflicting information as well.
Okay.
Like, just try and... I don't mind giving that stuff up because there's some information that I won't let them have. But with these things in your home, you kind of are. So I asked both of them, the Amazon Echo Dot and the Google Home Mini, do you record my conversations?
All right.
The Google Home Mini said, we only record it when we hear the wake word, which is, I'll do it quietly so instead of, okay, Google. Oh, it's even, come on. Okay, Google, stop. See, now, this is the danger about talking about them.
It is a little bit.
Now, I'm going to try and go over here near the speaker. And shall we see what it says when I ask
Alexa,
do you record my conversations?
I only send audio back to Amazon when I hear you say the wake word.
Okay, so they both say that, okay?
Okay.
Here's another one. Alexa, do you send my conversations to the NSA?
She turned off, mate. she got bored of your question.
Let's try it again. Alexa, do you send my conversations to the NSA?
I don't know that one.
Doesn't know. Okay.
Interesting.
But there's a thing in America where it says, let's try it. Alexa, do you send my recordings to the government?
Sorry, I don't know.
See, doesn't know. Okay, Google, do you send my recordings to the government?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to...
They're not sure how to help. They don't know. That really concerns me. That, I mean, I haven't done... You see, this is the thing. I haven't done anything illegal.
No.
And I don't.
No.
I've probably done stuff that's probably considered illegal.
Well, maybe morally grey area, maybe.
Yeah. I've looked at eFucked a couple of times. Don't go on that website. Do not go on that website. Do not report this video for saying that. We're just giving an example. There's nothing illegal about that website, by the way. It's just funny and wrong. Don't do it.
Wrong on all
but
the
yeah,
levels.
I don't know what to make of them. I like having them. They're actually quite handy.
Yeah.
Timers, playing music, ask it to play tunes for you. They're actually really useful things.
Asking the weather, calendar bookings, that thing.
Yeah, and with the Amazon one, I can order stuff.
Yeah.
Which has worked to my disadvantage before. Where you just
Very much so.
You just hear, order butt plugs,
Order £40 of lube.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. I had to cancel
and it was phenomenal.
I've got the Amazon dash buttons as well.
Add
it's just
chew toy to wish list.
When people press them, like people are ordering me, I can have Heineken beer. So I'm just saying, like, people ordering me Heineken. I did want to put one in the toilet, an Andrex one. So when I ran out of loo, I just pressed the button and loo appears.
That would have been a bit dangerous.
But I just know that people would just sit on the bog and just press it like 5 times. Anyway, let's stop talking about this rubbish.
It's like a doorbell for poo.
A poo bell.
Poo bell.
That's French for bin. Chris,
yes, mate.
you wanted to talk about vegetabilism.
Vegetabilism, yeah. Well, we
I'm
went
gonna have
out.
some of these M&Ms here, by the way.
Okay, you do that.
Do you want some?
No, I'm all right, mate.
Peanut M&Ms in a jar.
I'm all right for the moment,
Okay.
boss.
I'm
but
just going to turn myself off for a second.
okay, mate. Well, me and Moj were having this conversation outside the Kufka, the KFC.
That indicates our position quite clearly.
Very much so. And we were discussing about, obviously, people who are vegetarians. And we both agreed there is literally not a single thing wrong with it unless you're trying to make someone else do it. No one I know has tried to make me convert to eating just veg, because honestly, I don't, with my bowels, I don't think it's probably a good idea for me to eat just veg anyway, considering I'm almost near explosive all the time anyway.
Too much, overshare.
No, not at all. But this is the thing, and obviously because we were talking about it, weren't we? And because my missus T-Dog,
T-Dog.
she's a vegetarian,
vegetabilist.
She has she likes vegetism.
Yes.
And you turned to me and went, oh, what are her reasons for it? And to the best of my knowledge, I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it's just because she doesn't like the taste of meat. Which actually,
that's more legit.
Yeah, well,
in
actually, one of my old housemates at uni, she didn't really like the taste of meat either, so she went vegetarian, which is completely fair. Like, again, neither of them ever tried to make me to go. They never turned to me and go, Christopher, don't eat meat anymore. You must eat the veg. And it's because I eat enough veg as it is, but I can't, for some reasons, well, I just can't seem to sustain myself on just that.
Here's the thing that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Is most people who eat meat know that there's suffering involved.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's probably an animal that has to suffer until they can make meat in a lab, which we're not far off.
Well, I saw something about that the other day, but I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, there's going to be that. I mean, there's several things you need to bear in mind here that are arguments for vegetarianism. Okay, arguments for it. You're not being cruel to an animal. Valid. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
And we've come up with meat replacements. So, you can do that. And there are people that say it's better for you, generally. And also, you're less likely to get the wrong things, basically. Like, not going to have the horse meat scandal again, are you? Well, they said it was sweet corn, it was actually peas, and you're not going to have that with vegetables. And also, as a meat replacement, a lot of people go gluten-free.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
A lot of people go vegan. Some people go pescatarian. Some people don't. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. But I've been challenged a couple of times on why do you eat meat? The main reason is because I like it.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
The other argument, and I'm sort of playing devil's advocate here. I'm not really pushing this as a thing. We're kind of designed to.
Yeah.
We are omnivores, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we're omnivores. So we're kind of supposed to eat meat and veg. We're supposed to have both as a balanced diet. We would have both. And also, here's the thing. I'm selfish in that regard. And I think most people are, in some way or another, a little bit selfish. And mine is just to eat meat. Like, you also get people who won't give up their seat on the tube. You get people who won't do this, and the other. And it's because, years of doing it, I'm used to it. Just do me a favour. I accept most of the arguments for it. I get it. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it. So stop asking me. I mean, I haven't been pressured that much. I mean, I've had a couple of people say, oh, and my girlfriend and I have had debates about it. We've had discussions about it. Never an argument.
No.
But, I see a lot of these videos online of people, saying people are evil for eating meat. No, they're just people. Anybody was evil for eating meat.
I mean, if you're eating human, then yeah, maybe that's questionable. But
yeah, maybe you not do that. It's illegal as well.
Everything in this room is edible. I am edible, but it is illegal in some countries and frowned upon.
So yeah, I don't know why we're talking about vegetarianism. We just talked about it before. It was an interesting discussion.
Yeah, well, I think it is, honestly, because it's I mean, it's like was said, as you said earlier, I suppose. A little bit like religion. As long as you're not trying to force it down other people's throats, it's fine. Like, it's a complicated issue, I suppose, to do with morals and all these kind of choices and stuff. But it's also a bit. What's that phrase about religion? It's like owning a penis. It's fine to have one, but just don't whip it out in public.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things. So I thought it was quite interesting because I've never actually considered why do I eat meat?
Yeah, and I think it's an important question to ask yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, the honest answer for me is I just enjoy the taste.
Yeah.
I like meat.
Yeah,
standard.
And it suits me fine. My diet is not impacted. I don't have oily skin. I don't have health problems that I know of. I could do with losing a bit of weight, which I'm sure vegetarianism would probably help with. But again, I like the way it tastes. So yeah, be polite. But if you have thoughts on this, leave it in the description.
Yeah, please.
Be polite to each other. Be nice to each other, because this isn't like and we're not. Just make it clear. Just because we're both meat eaters, we're not saying vegetarianism is wrong. You're wrong to do it. Of course you're not. Of course you're not. It's your choice, and they're valid decisions to make on both sides, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And if someone comes around my house and they're vegetarian, I will do my best to accommodate for you. I won't be like, no, yeah, I'm just going to give you a roast dinner without the meat. That's not the way it goes. I get a special joint for you. I will do that. But and also, if I go over someone's house who's vegetarian for dinner, I won't insist on having meat because I know they object to it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but
things, isn't it? I'd like a polite discussion on it.
Yeah,
polite,
definitely.
talking about the restaurant, because also it's your health. You know, if being a vegetarian helps with your health, great. And if you morally object to, you know, the animals being hurt, that's also cool. But if you like the taste, I think that's fine too. I think the thing is free choice of your
100%.
words and free choice of what you decide to do. Got a bit deep. Weird conversation to have. 30 minutes here. I've got a new 2DS XL.
You do.
Meat free. 100% meat free, the 2DS XL. Have I played anything on it? Not really. But you haven't seen this thing, have you?
I haven't
It's
yet.
here.
No.
It's right here. It's obviously
Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty swish.
It's this.
It's 2DS
I like the
XL.
screen.
It's got the big screen. It's like a 3DS XL with for the new 3DS XL with 3D. It's brilliant. It's exactly what I've been asked after for years. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I like the 2DS as well.
Oh, yeah,
You have a 2DS, don't you?
I do. You gifted it to me as a Christmas present.
Bloody good console, but did you get Smash Brothers for it?
Oh yeah, of course I
It's the
did.
best game on it.
Love it. I do love it.
You want to talk about corporations? So we're going political kind of today.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well,
Well,
sure
yeah.
how I feel about this. We're banned from talking about politics, Donald Trump.
Well, not really talking about politics as such. It's just, to be honest with you, this is just about one of those rants that I have occasionally on the show, where I turn around and go, "Can you just be decent human beings, please?" Because of late, after talking to different people and my own personal experiences, it seems that, you know, like obviously this is a given, I suppose, in a lot of ways, but corporations are these days, it just seems to me like they're not bothered about the people they've got working for them, or the people even that they're serving a lot of the time. And it's confusing to me because, you know, like companies will hire people, want them to do a specific job, will pay them what they think it's worth, but then if the person values themselves and their work high enough,
Yeah.
obviously certain amounts won't be enough, which I understand, I get.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's the corporations and companies that turn around and go, "Nah, actually, do you know what? We're going to pay you the bare minimum,
Yeah.
and we're going to do this until you're happy with it." But a lot of people don't get happy with it. They just go, "Nah, I'm alright, I'm going elsewhere." And in some ways, I really can't blame them. Because you should have self-value and self-worth, and, you know, want to, you know, be able to turn around and go, I'm worth more than this, which is fine. But it does seem a lot recently like companies are going, "Oh, do you know what? Nah, we don't need these people. It's fine. We'll work with what we got." And then that's just adding more pressure onto the people that they've got without any benefit to those people at all.
Can I give a little example?
Yeah, please do.
There was a place I used to work.
Yes.
There used to be 4 people doing the job.
Yeah.
Now there's 1.
Bloody hell.
And when there were 4 people, it was busy.
Yeah.
I won't name the place. I won't name the company. And obviously, you know, we were talking about what we were talking about earlier was pay. I think there's some people you should make sure you pay right.
Definitely.
Doctors, nurses, anyone in a position of medical care, you pay them people well, because if they're operating on my kidney, I don't want them thinking, "Oh, am I going to be able to put food on the table tonight?" Or, "Oh, I really can't afford to get the car fixed." I don't want them thinking about that. I want one thing on their mind, and that's me.
Yeah.
That's all I want them to care about, because I don't want anything that's going to distract those guys from doing their job. It's the same with pilots.
Yeah.
And, you know, to a lesser extent, like people like bus drivers, tube drivers, train drivers, they have responsibilities, and I want them to be focused on their responsibilities. So make sure they're happy.
Yeah, definitely.
And also don't, you know, it's very easy as well. A lot of places are willing horses. I used to be a very willing horse. I'm still a willing horse, if you know what I mean. I'll still help out. And I know how easy it is for companies and managers to flog a willing horse.
Yeah.
I know how easy it is. But it's Christmas time as well. So I guess I'd say if you're in a position of power, just be nice. There's a really interesting show called Adam Ruins Everything, which I really love. It's on True TV in the US. Hasn't come over here to the UK. And he did one on work. That's very much worth a watch, actually. He talks about pay. He talks about gender equality. He talks about internships. It's a really interesting show to watch.
Huh.
You should go check it out.
I probably will do at some point.
Let me tell you about when I went to Prague.
Yeah, go on.
So, basically what happened is, I had a flight booked with Ryanair to go to Belfast in January.
You did, I remember.
They cancelled it. But, to be fair to Ryanair, and I must give them credit, they refunded us and give us an £80 voucher each for a flight somewhere else.
Oh, that's cool.
It was pretty decent, all their problems, you know. So I ended up going to Prague this weekend. So this week, just gone Wednesday to Friday. I was there, and then I went straight to my work's Christmas party because I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
Radio.
So yeah, I did that. And Prague's a wonderful city, especially at the minute. Lots of Christmas stuff going on. I ate a pork knee.
Pork knee?
It's a delicacy. I had one where it was really nice, and then I had another one which was utter crap.
Oh, really?
Worst. Thick, greasy, dry. It was greasy and dry.
Oh, that's
How
quite
do you
difficult to do.
Do that. And then the guy comes over and goes, service in the Czech Republic's not included in the bill. I'm like, well, like most places, bud. And highlighted it as well on the receipt. Food was rubbish. We were the only people in there, and we got terrible service. So no tip for them.
Fair
Do a
enough.
good job, and then you get a tip. Like, that's the point of a tip, isn't it? If you give me bad service, you ain't getting a tip.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I went to the Prague. I went to the Petrin Tower, which is like a little mini Eiffel Tower. Up the Prague TV Tower, which is very cool. Our little apartment was very near there as well. It's a cheap place. We took 300 quid's worth of crowns with us. And we've actually come back with money. So
really?
Yeah.
That's
the,
impressive.
The beer in Czech Republic is delightful. Awesome. Skodas everywhere. Lots of Skodas. No surprise, really. I shouldn't be surprised. Also, yesterday, as we record this, was my birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday
Old.
to you. Squash tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you.
You sang that last night at the pub, you bastard.
I did, yes.
We were at the pub.
Oh, okay, here we go.
So,
Martin's rant of the week.
maybe I should have... The guy wasn't wrong. Just want to preface with that. We're in the pub. I get out the cake. I blow the candles out. We cut up the cake. We eat the cake. Hear from the bar. You should have asked first.
Yeah,
Well,
in
he
the
said-
gruffest, grumpiest
he said-
tone in the
he
world.
said, been nice if you'd have asked first. No, he's not wrong.
He isn't wrong.
We should have asked first. Don't be passive aggressive to me on my birthday, you asshole. It's my birthday. You can tell it's someone's birthday. Everyone's just sung happy birthday, and I've blown out some pissing candles, and we're eating cake. You could have come over and gone, listen, guys, I'd have appreciated it if you'd have asked. And I'd go, oh, sorry about that. Would you like a slice? Instead, we all ended up sitting there for the next 20 minutes, awkward as fuck on my birthday. We went to a different pub. We left and went to a different place.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not wrong to be annoyed. I get it. But don't say it like that.
Well, he said it a little bit as if there were other people in the pub.
We were the only buggers in there.
Exactly. And I was kind of sat there going, well, while I agree with him, that maybe, yeah, we should have asked, there's no need to be a dick about it. And
No
that's
need.
what he was. He was being a dick about it
No
for the
need.
sake of being a dick.
Just... Anyway, but my birthday was nice. Hence why I have the Google Home and the TDS XL. Very lucky boy. Excuse me, very lucky boy. I also spent the day at Brooklands Museum in Weybridge in Surrey. Lovely place to go if you're into old cars and planes. I went there with my dad and the rest of the family. And it was really sweet watching my dad teach my sister how an internal combustion engine works.
Oh, did he?
Very cool, yeah.
That's nice.
So I chipped in as well. I taught her how a jet engine works.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's really nice. My sister's kind of like into this stuff. My mum couldn't have give a shit. I was like, I'm sorry for dragging you around here. She's like, no, it's fine. You guys are enjoying it. But I could tell she wasn't really hugely into it. But yeah, really good. Brooklands Museum is a wonderful place to go visit. I went on Concorde as well.
Cool.
Delta Gulf is there. Lovely, lovely aircraft. Being on it just makes me sad.
Yeah.
We took a huge leap backwards when we retired Concorde. And as a birthday present from my girlfriend, we're going to go down to Bristol and see Alpha Foxtrot, which
Oh,
was
that's cool.
another Concorde. It was actually a production model that
Oh,
was
really?
actually flying for BA. It was the last one to fly.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to go down there and look at Alpha Foxtrot.
Oh, fair play, man.
And spend the weekend in Bristol. So if you guys know anywhere good in Bristol, let me know. You can tell I like Concorde.
Oh, yeah.
I've always been fascinated with it. Ever since my dad took my sister and I to Heathrow, we watched it take off.
Oh, that's cool.
Beautiful aircraft. Very, very sad it's gone. Yes. It's
a solid moment.
We got to talk about Baby Driver as well.
It ties in what I was saying earlier about digital downloads and how they're a wonderful thing.
Yes,
because we obviously went and saw it in cinema. Loved it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been, without going into too much detail, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the film. One of the actors.
Let's not beat around the bush. It's the Kevin Spacey thing, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. But I had a little look, and as far as I can tell, sales of the film and the DVD and stuff and Blu-rays, etc., it's not been hit particularly hard because it's a good film.
That's good because it's a bloody good film.
It's a very good film.
And to be honest, the aforementioned Spacey, he should have done what he did, but he's good in it. Let's be honest, he's good in it. Whether we like the fact he's good in it or not, he's good in it.
Well, he's this is the thing, isn't it? Because obviously he was in this film, and the part he played was before the whole everything with him happened.
Well, it came out.
It came out. Yeah, everything was put on show, and unfortunately, despite the fact that what he did was incredibly wrong, has very, very much tarnished his image as an actor, as a person, and
and so it should really.
Obviously, there are other fantastic actors and stuff in the film, and it's a real shame that the actions of one have kind of spoiled it a little bit for the rest.
Yeah,
which seems to happen a lot at the moment.
Yeah,
it's very unfortunate. But it's a great film. Great film.
It is a great film. Well, we'd like to talk about it in a minute. We do need to kind of get a move on. I just want to say, because I was flying a lot, go to Prague.
Yeah.
Noise cancelling headphones.
Oh, yeah.
So good. So, basically, Ryanair is cheap flight. What'd you expect? They say a lot of announcements. They try and get you to buy a lot of stuff. I think that's most flights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trying to get you to buy their stuff. And the best thing is in the world, especially kids on planes as well, a lot of screaming kids, it hurts their ears. I understand, they're not happy. Nor am I. I just learnt to internalise it. That's the difference, isn't it, when you get old? You just learn to keep it in.
Yeah.
You don't hear any of that. Just want to say, noise cancelling headphones are amazing. Bose, you did good work. Infinity War. I haven't seen this trailer, so please tell me your thoughts on it.
I really liked it. It looks like it's going to be a good trailer. A good trailer. It looks like it's going to be a good film. However, the one thing that I have been seeing plastered all over the internet on social media and things is the comments on the CGI of the villain. And in all fairness, I tend to agree with the people on the interwebs that it is not possibly Marvel's finest
is it
work.
Thanos?
Yeah, Thanos. He's not looking. He's not looking quite as intimidating or, villainesque as maybe people wanted him to be.
Do you know who Thanos is? Played by?
I have no idea.
Josh Brolin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pretty freaking cool, huh? I haven't said it yet. I know people were laughing at the Batman. The Superman bits in Justice League because they digitally removed his mustache and he looked a bit weird.
Did they actually? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, go check it out. It's really funny. I haven't seen Justice League yet, so it's difficult for me to pass an opinion. I think I need to go see Wonder Woman. I need to
definitely
get a copy of it on DVD or something. Well, are you excited for it?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm looking forward to it. Although this is the thing, because obviously, I saw a little comic strip that made me laugh a little bit, and it was about how a MCU, so Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, goes, Infinity War's trailer out. Are you jealous yet to a DC, DCU
fan,
Detective Comics Universe fan, Cinematic Universe fan, whatever. And he turns around and goes, actually, I like, and the DCU fan turns around and goes, actually, I quite like the Avengers trailer. It looks really good. And then the Marvel fan turns around and goes, No, you can't enjoy it. No, you can't like it. You like Justice League, and Marvel's better than DC. And then it's just got this picture of him at a bar with loads of glasses surrounding him, having like a panic attack, and it just made me giggle because I thought I actually know a couple of people like that.
Fanboyism doesn't work.
No, it kind of doesn't.
You've got to acknowledge that, especially in products,
Yeah.
free choice, buy what you want. Who cares?
Yeah, 100%.
Chris prefers Android phones. I prefer iPhones.
Yeah.
Who cares?
'Tis the standard.
But you do have an iPhone at the minute, I must say.
At the moment, yeah, and it's not bad, but I'm struggling to type with it. I sent you an exclamation mark earlier by accident because I've still got to hang
just
a keyboard.
made what you were saying more abrupt.
It did a little bit, yeah.
We've got to get on with this, so let's quickly talk about what we've been doing.
Yes.
You want to talk about Destiny 2, Baby Driver, Quiplash, and the Cornetto trilogy? Go.
Okay, so Destiny 2, started playing it, started the grind, and I'm enjoying it so far. The story is a little bit more developed than the first one,
Yep.
which obviously it was sorely lacking in, but
Yep.
it hasn't made huge giant leaps as far as I can tell as of yet,
Yeah.
which is kind of a shame. Then we've got Baby Driver, obviously fantastic film, brilliant actors. If you don't know what it's about, basically a teenage boy who actually is a fantastic driver, and yeah, basically he performs. He's the driver for bank robbers and things like that.
Yeah. Great film.
Quiplash, great game. Was released by Jackbox Games.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation 4.
They've tried to steal some of its shtick, but it doesn't quite work for them.
No, exactly. But then it's a great game, fantastic game, and you play it with your phones.
Yep.
And they ask you questions. The one that myself and a friend played. One of the questions was what scares the boogeyman, and my friend put hearing the phrase "shawaddy waddy" in the middle of the night, which I found very funny. But yeah, it's a great game, and it's also relatively cheap. I think it's £8 at the moment on PlayStation Store. It's great,
Worth grabbing.
and the Cornetto trilogy, again, digital download. I have all 3 DVDs. With Simon Pegg, Nick Frost,
Edgar Wright directing.
as again, Edgar Wright. Love Edgar Wright.
Baby Driver's very Edgar Wright, actually.
Very, very Edgar Wright, actually. But yeah, no, it's 3 great films. If you haven't ever seen it, or you don't know what they are, the Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and At World's End.
World's End, weak out of the bunch.
Weakest out of the 3. But
see them in order.
yeah, definitely.
Yep.
But otherwise,
Really bloody want to watch
fantastic films.
Really want to watch Hot Fuzz. You know
know,
what
it's
I'd
bad,
like to do
isn't it?
tonight, which I can't do because I've got to go swimming.
What's that?
You and me sit and watch Hot Fuzz and get drunk. I'd love to do
that would
that.
be phenomenal. That would be
We need-
great.
Hang
I'd
on.
love that.
Are you free on? Hang on. Ooh.
The fact that you're consulting a timetable
You free
now.
Thursday night, Chris?
Potentially.
Right, that's sorted then. Looking at Frankie's work timetable. Be on the end.
I might have to ask you for a lift home in the morning.
Nah. Get your own way home, you bastard.
I'll
I'll be drunk and be hungover.
I've got to get a train Friday morning.
All right. We'll talk about
okay, we'll sort it.
it. Are you done?
Yes, mate.
Let
I'm
me
done.
quickly breeze through mine then. I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey. Bugger me, it's good.
Yeah,
Reminds me of Mario 64 a lot.
lovely.
A lot. Haven't played a great deal. Tried to get Frankie to play it. She can't do it. Which is weird because Mario games are notoriously easy to play. 8 out of 10 casters countdown. I swear I just watched the same stuff over and over again. I just watched that endlessly. And I managed to find an episode that I hadn't seen.
Oh, really?
But I do love 8 out of 10 casters countdown. I don't like the normal countdown. Don't like the normal 8 out of 10 cats. But when you put them together, turns out I like
It just
them.
works, does it?
It does just work very well. GT Sport, it got me a birthday present. I played GT Sport my birthday, and I got a Honda NSX as my birthday present. Pretty cool. Also, Blood, Sweat and Pixels is an audiobook I finished. Now, it talks about Destiny 2.
Oh, yeah?
It talks about the first Destiny in quite a lot of detail about the whole, what happened with Peter Dinklage and the reason
really?
why that was the way it was, why the dialogue was so flat. It is definitely worth a read, or in my case, I did a listen through Audible.
I might have to give that a listen because I'm quite interested in that.
Honestly, man, I think you'll really enjoy that. So yeah, really good audiobook. Now, to finish off the show,
Yes.
I have some good news, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Go on. hit me up.
Christmas is not cancelled.
Oh, really?
That's right.
I'm glad to hear that.
An 82-year-old man who claims to be the UK's longest-serving Father Christmas has said he has no plans to retire despite racking up 53 years in the job. Ron Hollingbury, who first wore his red suit for his son in 1964, has travelled the world and met countless families in a bid to spread festive cheer. The pensioner said he got a thrill from making people smile, but he longed for a return to the old days when children received just a few presents and not big, expensive gifts. Mr. Hollingbury, who lives in Luton with his wife Betty, also works in the furniture business and said, if I can make one person happy and smiley, then that's great. And you get some people who are a bit miserable and think, silly old fool, but I'm the one who's clever because I'm happy and it makes me feel young.
Top man.
So yeah, Santa's not
Love
retiring. We're all good. We're all good. We don't have to worry about that. Are you looking forward to Christmas? You got the advent calendar out?
I am, yeah. And do you know what? When it hit the 1st of December, I completely forgot to open my advent calendar. I then got to the second day. I was like, oh, that's right. My advent calendar, I've got 2 chocolates. I forgot yesterday as well, and I forgot this morning, so I've got 2 waiting for me when I get home.
Yeah, boy.
Which is great, because advent calendar chocolate.
Advent calendar. You
advent
open a
calendar.
hole each day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, would you look at that? It's another pea. Oh, look. Oh, this one's got a piece of sweet corn. Yeah. Oh, what's that? It's big green. Oh, it's a sprout. I don't like sprouts.
Do you not like sprouts?
No, I love sprouts,
I
mate.
love sprouts.
I love me some sprouts. Although, speaking of Christmas, it's a Christmas film that always reminds me.
Die Hard.
No. Fuck Die Hard.
Die Hard is the best Christmas film. You shut your mouth.
It's not a Christmas film.
It is.
Just
it's
because
set
it's
on
set at Christmas.
Bloody Eve.
No.
It is.
Does not make it a Christmas film.
It is a Christmas film.
It's like turning around and saying, Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a Halloween film.
It's also
if you
a Christmas
watch
film.
it at Christmas, you're too late.
We watch it in between.
You're such a difficult bastard.
Die Hard is the best Christmas film, and that's that.
I beg to differ.
I will edit this part out.
Lost Toys.
What?
Oh, you have no idea. You heathen.
You
Swine.
don't think Die Hard's a Christmas film? So
It's
you can
not.
do one, mate.
Fuck off.
No one's ever heard us argue on the podcast before. This is how all of them go. Die
much.
Hard is set on Christmas Eve.
And it's always about Die Hard that we argue.
Die Hard is a fantastic Christmas
It's
film.
not a Christmas film.
Shh.
Shh. Oh, bloody hell, Martin.
Argue with Chris in the comments for me. Don't be nice to him. Die Hard is a Christmas film. End of.
All right, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Die Hard's a Christmas film, mate.
Fuck off.
It's the best one. Do you know what the funny thing is? I went to a Christmas party once, and someone wore a knitted jumper that said "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker"
Oh
on
my
it.
God, that's
Snowflakes
fantastic.
and stuff.
I love that.
Thus proving it's a Christmas film.
It's not a Christmas film, but fine. We'll go with whatever you want to believe.
Christmas film.
We'll go with whatever you want to believe.
What were you talking about? What were you going to say before I train wrecked you?
I cannot fucking remember now. Cheers for that. Bastard.
Who? Well, who me first summer romance? Who is a holiday romance? Maybe both selected there. We got to forget sometimes. We kind of forget we're just not talking to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It does tend to happen. It's a bit like when we were walking through Camberley doing our impressions earlier.
Who?
Oh, bloody hell, Deb.
That's an impression of someone we don't actually know, but we know by proxy. So
Exactly. Which is a very, very strange position to be in.
yeah, it's a bit. You got anything else you'd like to bring up?
No, not in the slightest.
You done, are you?
I am done,
And
mate.
you spent.
I am spent.
Fine then. You had a really terrible joke earlier, didn't you?
I did,
Your
yeah.
dad's not here, so do you want to do it this week?
Yeah, it's a 3-part though.
All right. Well, shall I do the not that one? No. The one that Tim sent you.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that one. That's not
the other joke.
broadcastable. We're gonna get the video ransacked for that.
Do
Let me just talk about how you can listen to us. Apple Podcast app, SoundCloud, and on the YouTube channel. In the link in the video description below, you will find discounts on Steam games. Now, we're not sponsored by them, but if you click on that link and buy a game through Kingwin, we get a little bit of money, which we will spend on games for the channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do. You can like it. You can share us. We're on Facebook, Curious Crow Productions. We're on Instagram, Curious Crow Productions. So yeah, go and do those things. They're worth doing. Chris, it's time for your terrible joke.
It is indeed. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a unicycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
I don't know, Chris.
Attire. Oh, would you look at that? It's
Tumbleweed.
Donald Trump's hairdo.
Wow. Better watch it or tweet about that.
No.
But only if you say
This is
something
fake news.
extreme. No, not politics. Not on this show. So that's it from us.
Indeed, it is.
We shall see you later.
I need to name the episode first, mate.
Well, you do. Go on then. 10,
Okay.
9, 8.
Die Hard is not a Christmas film.
Die Hard is a Christmas film. This week's title, Die Hard is a Christmas film. I'm the one that edits this, so it's going to be called Die Hard is a Christmas film, !1, ! Clickbait. No, Die Hard is a Christmas film. Cool. Okay, Google, play the ending theme of our show. We'll see you next time. That's it from us.
Bye.
Bye.